Okay, so it's the 25th of April, 2022 by 11:15 in the morning, Central Indiana time. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so if you would. I'm trying to reach as many people as possible and help them with some things about getting started in the lawn care industry. So today, I want to take a minute. I was thinking about this while I was out over the weekend, and a majority of my customers pay me at time of service. I have some that pay in advance, but a majority of them pay at time of service. Inevitably, it seems every year some people kind of come in and get in there that are invoiced, okay? And I run Quickbooks for my accounting program. So every time we get a mowing down, we do some invoicing, I get it into Quickbooks, I get a customer invoiced, and that's it. And usually in those cases, it's the mows that happen for the month. And I don't like doing this for many reasons because you can get burnt, but sometimes there are some customers that just get in that way. And every once in a while, a customer will respond and say, "You didn't cut grass this week," even though we really did. So even though they're seeing it on the invoice, they don't believe it. So what I do is I keep with me what I call a workbook log. And I use this and I keep it for the entire year. So I created this. I have my local print shop print it out, and it puts, the date, the name of the customer, the address, some notes, and then, whether or not I was paid. And so I can write all my notes in there, what time I cut the grass, etc. And then I have a permanent log there, okay? And it's easy for me to reference because I don't always have internet access in some of the places that I mow, or if the battery is dead or whatever on the phone, it needs to be charged, or I have to wait for a program to load, all that kind of baloney. So this helps me as a backup. But also in those cases where somebody calls and says, "Hey, you didn't mow this date," I can take a picture, show them my workbook log and say, "Yes, we did, Mr. Customer. We were here on this date, and we were here from this time to this time." And it has saved me so many times from an argument from somebody. Of course, that customer doesn't know, but that point moving forward, they pay me at time of service or they pay me in advance because I'm not going to do it. But it seems like every year, I get a customer or two that will do that. At the start of each week, I have a work list for my customers, and I work my way through it. Now, I used to have a permanent schedule that I would program into Outlook. I actually like doing that. And I would print out a calendar for that day. But the problem is the schedule is always flexing. It's adjusting. And what I mean by that is some customers drop off and change and have a different provider, and other new ones get added. So I have found that I just send myself a generic email, I print this out, and I save that email. I can respond to it and make adjustments in the list each week for customers who have been added and who have been taken off. Then what I do from there is, I'll just put an X next to each one that I mark each day. Of course, log it into the log, so I have that. And then I get it into Quickbooks. And for me, that's the easiest way. I don't mind the admin work associated with it. I'm not waiting for an app to pull up or maybe worried about not having internet service or any of that kind of stuff. It works for me. Now, you got to find things that work for you, okay? But I have found that this is a very productive way for me to have consistent records on what I'm doing for my customers, when I'm doing what I'm doing for them. And it helps me too, because sometimes it's easier and quicker, even at my desktop, if the program is lagging for a little bit or whatever, or I'm waiting for the program to power up, I can flip through something and say, "You know what, I did cut this guy's grass. It was on this date," and I can pull it up. So hopefully that gives you an idea. You might be married to electronic devices, and there's nothing wrong with that if that helps you. I use a blend of both, but I'm one of those guys, for example, I like to print of things. I have my actual physical copy of the Bible. I don't read it online. Now, I might search for things, here and there online, but I like to have the actual book itself. So anyway, hey, just a reminder, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and share it with other people. Hope you have a good, productive day. Peace.